All right, we made it. It is championship week, and I'm here to give you some championship waiver wire targets. Also, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. But here we got Derek Carr kicking it off at quarterback. I got four targets, one at each position. Really, only looking to start three of these four, and really two of the four if I can help it. Derek Carr, I am comfortable starting this week. He gets Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay right now, the seventh easiest matchup for quarterbacks over the last 8 weeks. Derek Carr had 215 yards and three touchdowns at least in his last 2 weeks, over 20 points per week in those matchups in 4 point per passing touchdown leagues. Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed came out of this game healthy. Juwan Johnson's getting more involved, seeing his snap percentage go up from about 45-ish% in week 15 and 14 up to 72% in week 16. We got Alvin Kamara. He adds a great baseline for Derek Carr, getting 6 receptions per game so far this season. And then there's the off chance that Michael Thomas can return in week 17, just adding another weapon there. Some quarterbacks I would start Derek Carr over this week. We got Jared Goff at Dallas, Jordan Love at Minnesota, Joe Flacco versus the Jets, CJ Stroud versus Tennessee, Trevor Lawrence versus Carolina, and Tua. He's heading to Baltimore to play the Ravens. So I would start Derek Carr over all of those quarterbacks there. Heading into our running backs, this is the guy that is a little bit more shaky here. Khalil Herbert versus Atlanta. Khalil Herbert is 43% rostered in sleeper leagues. Oh, yeah. And Derek Carr was rostered in just 38% of sleeper leagues right now. But Khalil Herbert, I would only start him if I'm desperate at running back. Not really looking to start him if I can help it. He has shown the Bears' backfield in general has not shown much consistency on where the points are coming from. Atlanta, on top of it, is the fifth hardest matchup versus running backs over the last 8 weeks. So why am I bringing up Khalil Herbert? In week 16, he did have a great game. He 51% of snaps, 20 rushing attempts for 112 yards and a touchdown, adding a reception for 9 yards as well. Deonta Foreman was ruled out due to a personal matter. If he is out again this week due to that personal matter, then a little bit more likelihood that I would be comfortable maybe flexing Khalil Herbert at best. But if he comes back, that's just going to add to the volatility of Khalil Herbert and this Bears backfield. Another guy that had a great week, but likely has somebody coming back, Zamir White, fantastic week in week 16. It was reported last week, though, that Josh Jacobs might have been able to play through the quad injury. So if he was there, I think he gets the full workload, and Zamir White is irrelevant. So keep your eyes peeled for him. But, I wouldn't be trying to add Zamir White right now. All right, we also got Demarcus Robinson heading to New York to take on the Giants. The Giants are the fifth easiest matchup for wide receivers over the last 8 weeks. Demarcus Robinson, he has been very consistent over the last 4 weeks. He has at least 40 receiving yards and a touchdown in each one of those games. Last week was his best performance yet. He was 6 for 6 for 82 yards and a touchdown. And we've just seen his snap percentage go up as well. In the last 3 games, he has a snap share of 91%. Right now, Demarcus Robinson is just rostered in 14% of Yahoo leagues. So he's likely available in your league. He's my top waiver priority this week. A lot of tough matchup for wide receivers this week as well. So I'd be willing to plug and play Demarcus Robinson. Now, this brings us to the other guy that really only trying to start if I am completely desperate. It's Hunter Henry taking on Buffalo. Right now, Hunter Henry is rostered in 24% of sleeper leagues, so he's likely to be out there. Bills are middle of the pack against tight end over the last 8 weeks. They are 15th. Henry is coming back. He's coming off back-to-back games with at least 16 points before he missed in week 16. He did get in a limited practice last week as well, so that bodes well for him to play in week 17. So just keep an eye on the injury report. Definitely would rather play a plethora of tight ends if I can help it. But if you're looking for a streamer this week for your championship week, at least Hunter Henry provides a high ceiling. He also provides a very low floor. But we're shooting for ceiling. It's the championship week. You're likely to have a good opponent this week. So go out there, try to shoot for the stars and see what we can do here. But that wraps it up for the waiver wire targets. Hope you guys had a great Christmas and go out there and get these trophies, man. Good luck, unless you're playing me.